Welcome to Doing the Least with Christy
And Cynthia.
Hey, everybody. Happy
Hi.
New Year.
Woo! Happy New Year 2023. Woo!
So, how has it been?
So today is January 2nd. It's a new year. I feel like a new me, sort of.
Do you? New Year, new me?
New year, new me. Heck yeah. That's,
New Year, who this?
yeah. So lots happened since we last recorded.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks, and in those few weeks, something huge between Cynthia and I
Ooh.
kind of went down,
Mm-hmm.
and that's that we launched the podcast. And
Yes.
oh my god, it's honestly, it was scary. It was a little abrupt, right? I think we didn't like schedule it for a certain date or time. We just kind of went with what felt right.
Yep.
And like we're so happy with just how it was received. We've had a lot of people listen,
We
check
got
in,
sponsored. No, I'm just kidding.
right? We just had a lot of very positive feedback, a lot of loving feedback, just people supporting us and happy for us for starting this podcast and encouraging us. And we appreciate everybody so much, everybody who's checked us out, who's followed us on Instagram, who's followed us on our, whether it's Spotify or Apple Music or on our RSS feed, like everybody who's just shown any support. We're so happy and grateful for all of you. And we hope that we can continue to put stuff out there for you guys to listen to and enjoy. And also, that being said, if there's any topics you would like to hear us talk about, we do have an email address. You can find us on Instagram, Doing the Least Podcast. And our email is doingtheleastpodcast@gmail.com. So show us some love, send us
Yes.
some feedback, some thoughts, and hopefully we can bring you a lot of good stuff in 2023.
Yes. I mean, well said, Christy. I feel you summed everything up. I really want to thank everybody who has taken a listen and clicked on our RSS feed. Like Christy said, we're on different platforms. Thank you for uploading everything, Christy. I think it was very spontaneous. It was very doing the least. It was, you know, at the right moment. Exactly. Like nothing really was specifically scheduled to be released on a certain day. It just happened to have been, before the end of the year, which was our personal goal. And so I'm glad it worked out that way, so that we could, move on forward to like new episodes starting the new year, figuring out what we're gonna continue to do. And as Chrissy said, send us topics, things that you guys want to listen to, comments, questions. Send us those emails or comment on our social media page on Instagram. So, Doing the Least Podcast. You can find us
And
there.
no hate mail, please. We're not ready. I don't think we'll ever be ready.
No,
But
I would refuse to look at those. I'll just ignore them. Wait, I don't need that kind of energy.
yeah, it'll go automatically in the spam folder. So
So
no, but
how?
honestly,
Yeah.
it was just really exciting because it's given me, at least, I don't know about you, Cynthia, but it's given me a sense of like momentum to just keep
Oh
going and
yes.
keep doing this podcast thing. Because I think for a while we were just recording and like normal, like our normal way of being, we just kind of say, sure, do you want to record today? Why not? And and not even really knowing when we were going to release this stuff.
Right.
But thank you also for editing all the episodes, and just it's been fun. So keep it going.
It's been really great. I really appreciate you and your time that you've been, dedicating our little side hobby that will eventually turn into our careers, right? No.
Right.
No, it's been really fun. There have been times where I was just like, oh, I have to edit and, we have to do this. But no, we don't have to do anything. And that's why I think we started recording in September, was it?
Yeah,
Late
I think it's been a
September.
while. Mm-hmm.
And so it took 3 months, but hey, that's like record breaking in my eyes. I think that's great.
Yes.
So, how have you been doing the least, Christy?
Oh, geez. Well, since we last talked, we were going over the holidays and our holiday shopping. That actually ended up going really well.
Ooh.
I think I talked about trying to make some coquito and all that stuff. That never happened. I did not do anything of
Yeah,
the sort.
same.
The whole plan was that, I'm in the Bay Area, my family's down in SoCal, so I commute, and commuting during the holidays in California, like, it's been horrible. It's normally should only take like 4.5 to 5 hours. But it's been taking me like 8 hours.
Wow.
One way, yeah. But anyway, the plan was I was going to arrive on the 23rd and I was going to help my mom make tamales for the next day. And I show up, I call my mom, I arrive late because I was supposed to arrive earlier because of the traffic. I got there way later. I gave my mom the heads up. She expected me at a certain time. I showed up at said time and she had already finished all the tamales. So I didn't even get to do that. But I did help with a few, and that was fun.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. And then since then, oh man, I'm doing the least left and right, to be honest with you. So New Year's Eve, I've never really been the kind of person that likes to make plans. I don't even like to know what I'm going to do later in the same day. Like, I just want to get there and then decide what I want to do. Sometimes I like making plans. You need plans.
Sure.
Sometimes. But if I just don't really have any obligations, like, I just want to go with the flow. And so we didn't make any New Year's Eve plans. But then on the morning of, my boyfriend and I decided, okay, let's have dinner at one of our favorite restaurants nearby. And I went online, made the reservations, but because it's kind of last minute, they only had outdoor seating available. And it was raining,
pouring,
really horrible
cats
over
and
here
dogs
on New Year's Eve. Yes,
yeah.
There's been like flooding everywhere. And the last thing I want to do is sit outside on New Year's Eve when it's pouring rain and there's flooding everywhere.
With the fishes. No.
Yeah. So we canceled and we stayed home and we made our own dinner, which honestly probably came out way better than
good. Yum. What'd you make?
Steaks. We had some ribeye. Yeah, and then just like some veggies, some Brussels sprouts, and sweet potatoes.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
Yeah, it was good. And wine. We had champagne.
Ooh.
And it's so funny because my boyfriend really wanted to get the champagne. He's like, I want to get a bottle of champagne and I want to open it at midnight. And in my head, I'm thinking like, we're going to be asleep before midnight.
Same.
Like this,
yeah.
like,
I told Jose, I was like,
happen.
Yeah, I was like, we have to get a bottle of champagne. Like, whatever, go to the liquor store, go to Costco, but I want to pop a bottle for New Year's Eve. I feel like it should be a tradition. Yeah.
I mean, now I can see how it's nice, but it's just so funny. I was like, no, it's okay. I was like, I have wine, I have Prosecco at home. Like, we don't need champagne. And he's like, no, we need champagne. And I'm like, you don't even drink that. I bet you we're going to open it and then we're not going to finish it. It's going to go to waste. And he's like, no, let's do it. So we went like shopping, New Year's Eve, like grocery shopping. We went to like 3 different stores, even though it was raining all day, just to get a bottle of champagne. I mean, we got other stuff too, but then we had our dinner and we just kind of, I've been watching Game of Thrones. I think I talked about it a few months ago, a couple months ago. It's been an ongoing kind of venture I've been on, and I'm almost done. I'm down to the last season. I'm down to the last episode, actually, but
Whoa.
I won't get into that. But I binge watched Game of Thrones on New Year's Eve, and my boyfriend fell asleep. It was like 11 ish, and sure enough, he was asleep. And I kept kind of nudging him, and I kept telling him like, "Hey, it's 11:15. Like, it's 11:30." Like, I wanted to open the champagne at 11:30,
Sure.
just in case, like we fell asleep. And not until like 11:55 did he like really like get up. And he's like, "Okay, let's do it." And then we popped the bottle, and I was surprised to hear how many people were celebrating in my neighborhood, because I haven't heard anything really on New Year's Eve around here in a couple years. And I don't know if it's because people haven't been celebrating here, or I don't know, but we popped the bottle, we went out into the balcony, and we saw like a family down the street running up and down the driveway with their suitcases.
Aww.
And they were like screaming, and that was so cute. And then we started playing oh my god, what's the name of this song? It's the New Year song. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
I'm gonna pull it up. I won't play it, but it's called, jeez, what is it called?
Do they play it when the orange drops?
I don't even know how to pronounce this. It's the yes, it's the New Year song. So we started playing the Peruvian version of that song, and it's just like really fun. And then there was fireworks going off and all that good stuff.
Auld Lang Syne?
Yeah.
Okay.
Auld Lang Syne or sign, I don't know. So it ended up being pretty cool, but it was a nice night in. We stayed dry because it was pouring out there.
Wow. It sounds like an episode on Friends or Seinfeld or something.
Honestly, like, that's the most I can handle at this point. Like,
Samesies. I did completely the least. Like I was, I think the whole day, because I had a couple beers the day before. I guess I was like, okay, I'm gonna, have some champagne, so I'm gonna drink beers.
Trying to build your tolerance.
Yeah, like I was having, I think pizza. We had pizza and beer. We were watching the finale to the Lego Masters Celebrity Edition or something.
Oh.
Which is fun. It's on Hulu, and so we were doing that, and so it was what, the 31st. And I've been home for a few days, enjoying my time off, and we were just chilling. But I woke up super like burpy and like with stomach pains, like below my rib cage in the center, and I was like, oh no. So I had the same problem years ago when I was in nursing school, when I was like super like anxious and going through a lot of stress or whatever. But it's weird though, because I guess I've been so relaxed that my body's like, why aren't you stressed?
So it's finding ways to stress out.
I feel like, yeah, or just like after all like the stress of work or life or whatever, I feel like it was finally like physically kind of showing up or something. I don't know. Yeah. The point being that my stomach was hurting and I couldn't drink any champagne. I think I had just like a glass, maybe, if that, maybe less. I told Jose to finish it. But we celebrated around at 9 o'clock. No. It was even earlier. I think it was like 7:30.
East Coast New Year's.
Yeah, East Coast New Year's.
Okay.
While I'm in California, I was just like, I can't do this. So we had Korean food, and
was it takeout?
Yes.
May I ask what you ordered?
Ooh, yes. So we get, thanks to one of my friends from nursing school, she introduced me to japchae, which is like the glass noodles. They're like sweet potato noodles. And we order it with like veggies or tofu, and
Mm-hmm.
then veggie fried rice, and they put a fried egg on top, and then
Yum.
stir fried vegetables. And then they give you the I guess it's like the banchan, which is like the little
Mm-hmm.
sides. So it's like pickled radishes, um some like cold broccoli, but I think it's like
Mm-hmm.
treated with some sort of seasoning,
Okay.
kimchi, and then bean sprouts. Um, and usually they give us these like sweetened potatoes,
Mm-hmm.
but they gave us like sliced tofu, which was like fine,
Okay.
but it was different. And then what else did we get? Oh yeah, vegetable pancake, like a
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's like a pancake that they do with like some egg, but it's mainly like flour.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a pancake with vegetables, and it's really good, and it's fried.
Yum. Yeah.
um, and then I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just veggies, rice, noodles, and then the pancake. And then we had I drank some water with it. Oh, I was drinking oat milk to help with that, with my pain that I
Okay.
was having
Yeah.
the whole day, like in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And then I had a banana, and that helped me. So then having this like fried, greasy food, I feel was like okay by that point,
Mm-hmm.
because I was being good eating all these like bland foods.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, by like I don't know 7 o'clock, I think it was 7:30. We popped the bottle in the garage,
Yeah.
and then it was pouring, and then we came up and we went to sleep, and by 9, the baby was already like had been sleeping, and me and Jose were just like, let's just whatever, let's just chill
Call
and
it
go
a
to
night.
sleep.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just went to sleep.
I mean, stuff on New Year's Eve is like so expensive anyway, and I don't know. Not even when I was younger and in my prime party
Hmm.
years, did I enjoy New Year's Eve parties.
Yeah.
I think, unless they
Oh,
were like at a house or something, but going out for New Year's Eve has never been my thing. I
yeah.
don't know.
It's
I
been
don't like.
stressful. I remember I like there was this one memory that I'm gonna just quick story talk about, that we went from, I think we were staying somewhere it's I think in Berkeley, was it? And then we were like, "Oh, let's go to the city," right? Cuz that's what everybody
Yeah.
does. We go to the city to New Year's, or that's what people were doing in our 20s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I remember going to this one bar or like hotel party called, like, I think the Starlight or something, and it sounded really fun.
Okay.
And I remember going, and it was just me and Jose, my boyfriend at
Yeah.
the time. Um and I remember going, and it was just us, and it was like, okay, I guess we're supposed to go with like additional people, like more friends or whatever, but
I
I
guess.
was like, let's just go cuz it's romantic or whatever. And I remember going, and some kids, like some people around our age at the time, like in our mid 20s or late 20s, they're trying to like hijack Jose. They're trying to like, not hijack, but like they're trying to steal him. Like
They befriended him.
they befriended him. I went to the bathroom. I came back, and they're like trying to be friends with him, and I was just like, "Hey, I'm with
Like,
him."
I'm gonna need a New Year's kiss, like at midnight. So
No,
can you
but
pay
like it
attention
was like
here?
they were like abducting him. I remember they were just like really getting along with him, and Jose was just kind of like, I'm with her, and like it
Oh,
was
I
just
imagined him like laughing and like like trying to go with them too.
no, like it was like these people were being all territorial with him, and I was like, you just met him, like who are you
Right.
guys? It was really weird. It was a very
Oh my god.
weird situation, and I was just like, let's go over here, and we ditched them. I don't know. They were trying to be
Yeah.
friends, and I'm
Yeah.
about the no new friends thing.
No new
No
friends.
new friends ever.
Yeah, I
So,
don't know.
um, so yeah, I was doing the least this New Year's, with not doing much during New Year's, but as well as one of my goals was to have self care.
Mm-hmm.
happening. And so Jose had bought me a gift card to get my nails done. So I
Ooh.
went to go get my nails done,
Ooh, they look good.
and it
Can you tell me if
wasn't.
those are acrylic or gel X?
They are, oh, I think they're, no, they're dip.
Oh, they're dip? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're
They
dip
look really good.
with an extension.
Okay, so you got tips on your normal
Yes.
nails and then they did the dip.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Very cool.
Because I've
I used
heard
to do it like that. Yeah, I used to do dip all the time.
I heard that it's less damage to your nail.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. That's what, and I was just like, well, I've never tried it. It's so much work. You go like back and forth. And I was just like, I need to give this woman a big tip. But anyways,
Yeah.
there was a situation because I was like, okay, I'm gonna self-care. I'm gonna do my, get a pedicure and a manicure. Well, I ended up getting gel on my toes because they were like, come on, you wanna get this, and I
Yeah.
was just like, okay, sure. And it was just such a stressful situation because I was just like, I just wanted to get my nails done and relax. And there's so many
Yeah.
questions. And like, can't you just, I showed you the picture, like, but I think I'm just being a brat.
It's like first world problems,
It
honestly. I
is.
I was getting my nails done like consistently for the last few years. I started off with dip and then I've been doing acrylics probably since 2020 and with only a few breaks in between, mind you. Like I've been having them pretty consistently this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing gel on my toes also.
Uh-huh.
And every time I have to go to the nail salon, I just get so lazy about it. And I'm like, all I'm doing is sitting there. Like, I just have to sit there and give them my hands and give them my feet. And, like, that's it. It's an hour of my time. But it's just like, it's too much. And I don't feel like it
No, but
anymore.
you know
Like,
what I want to do? I want to find like specialized person who works out of their home or something, and just
yeah.
because there's just so many people. There was a kid there who was like 3 years old, and there's just so many fumes. I was just like, oh gosh, like there's just so
Yeah.
much going on. And then to like the cherry on top, my gift card that I received Christmas of 2021, because I never
Mm-hmm.
did my nails, um like it wasn't
Expired?
working. No, I asked
Oh,
them. I was like, "Does this expire?" And they were like, "No, it's not working. He must have bought it somewhere else." And I was like, "What? Like this we live near here. Like why would he go somewhere
yeah.
else? We have a kid.
Right.
The least is the best."
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, "Oh no, it's not working. Like you guys must have used it." And it started just so I end up paying a lot more than I should have. Like,
Oh,
yeah. So it was a whole thing. I was just like, oh gosh. I was
well,
doing the
that's
least
rude.
then and
Yeah.
trying to, and then I did the most. I failed at doing the least.
Well, I do have a nail salon recommendation for you afterward if you'd like to hear it.
Yeah, and if
Because
anybody
it's,
knows, please send your recommendations of who you go to and see if that's near
yeah.
me.
Because that's also really hard is finding the place that you like. And then I also like, there's a place that I like that's close to my job. And it's called Christy's Nails, actually. So it's always really confusing scheduling an appointment because I'll call and then I'll, I'll tell them that I want to be seen by Christy because there's obviously a lot of nail techs, but Christy's the one.
She's the one.
And she's the one. So then I'll say, can I see Christy? And they're like, sure, what's your name? And I'll say, Christy. And they're like, right, you're going to see Christy. And I'm like, yes. And my name is also Christy. And they're like, oh, okay. But she's really good. I like the way she does it. Like she's really good for when I want to do cool little designs and stuff.
Ah.
But one time I didn't tell her when I made the appointment that I wanted a design. I just thought it was like implied like I'm going to want you to do my nails, right? Like
Yeah.
you're here to see me and
Yeah.
you're gonna help me do my nails. So I guess she had scheduled me in a like 45-minute block, and when I wanted the design, she told me that I should tell her next time I wanted a design because she needs to account for it. And then I got so embarrassed about it, I never went back.
No, see, that's the same situation I was in. And yes, I get it. With the business, you have to be super good at communication. Okay, I went into this nail salon and I was being bombarded with like, this is what you're gonna get. And I was like, wait,
Right.
hold on. Like, no, I want this. No, this is good. And I was like, okay, okay. So I'm very flexible and I try to work with whatever the situation is. So I was just, it wasn't that I was being difficult or indecisive. I knew what I wanted. I just wanted to like help people out and not be super picky. So I was like, yeah, yeah, sure. Well, in the end, it was like, oh, well, she doesn't know what she wants. It was just really troublesome because then I was like, do you see my nail color? How it's like a very light
Yeah.
natural color. I was like, oh, that's not the color I want. And she's like, well, you have to be mindful that a lot of the times these colors aren't exactly what you're choosing. They come out differently. And I was like, yeah, that's totally fair. Like I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, oh, can I have glitter on it? Because sorry, I'm ordering Starbucks because Jose wants me to order it now. He's driving. I'm sorry. Okay. And so I was like, can you add some glitter to this? And then I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, or I asked her, can you add some glitter? And she was just like, oh. And then she got really quiet and I got really quiet. And it's like, she's like, I'm going to have to add $10 to that. And I was like, sure, sure. That's totally fine. But then she like started talking to her coworkers and then, yeah. And then I feel like I became a thing. Like I became that like unreasonable customer, that like
Right.
annoying I don't know. I just felt really bad. And I was just like, oh
Yeah,
gosh,
it's
I'm
just
such
too
a
much. And it's too
inconvenience.
much. Right. And then a lot of times, like, mind you, like, as customers, we see a picture on Instagram or wherever on the internet and we think that looks cool. I want that. But we don't know how to do nails. So, however you create that, the steps to create that, we are unaware. So, I don't know what you need to do to accomplish that look, but that's what I want. Right.
Yeah.
And I had a housemate who was doing, or she might still be doing nails now. Hashtag wild beauty claws on Instagram. But
Hey.
she was doing my nails during the pandemic, which was really clutch.
Hmm.
And she would ask me a lot of questions sometimes about like, oh, do you want this? Do you want that? And then I didn't know. And then I remember her saying like, or she said once like, it's better not to give them the customer too many choices
Hmm.
because it's overwhelming.
It
So
is.
we don't know all the time. It's like you're the nail tech. We trust your judgment here.
Yep.
You decide. Tell us what you think is the best option.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then let us say, sure, that sounds good. Or if we have something else in mind, we could say, no, actually, I'd prefer this or something.
But also I have to, because like that's why I wanted to be like, yeah, yeah, sure, whatever, because I know in certain environments
Mm-hmm.
like there's a lot of pressure of having quantity and numbers. And that's why I was like, okay, the gel, sure, maybe she'll get a bigger cut in whatever, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I never get my nails done for that reason because it's too overwhelming for me. Like there's too many options. I usually just get gel on my hands and I just call it a day, but I was just like, oh, well, the gift card had plenty to cover for a lot of stuff. So I was like, I just want to come here once, one and done. Um, but yeah, it wasn't the most pleasant and my gift card didn't go through
Ugh,
and they called me. They're like,
that's the
"Oh, it's
worst.
fine. Like just pay for like $20 or $40." And then I gave them like a tip, and because the card was $100. And so then they called me back when I was home and they're like, it didn't go through, so you're going to have to pay. So,
Wow.
yeah, we had to pay in addition to that. So it wasn't the most pleasant
Well, I'm sorry about
situation.
that, but your nails are looking really good.
Thank you.
I'm jealous just because I've recently taken off all of my gel and they look really good.
You should get
I've
some.
I know I've gone, I think it's been a month now since I took off my acrylics. My nails are so fragile and breaking,
Oh,
but in a lot of ways I love it.
yeah.
Like I'm loving having my nails again and not having difficulty grabbing things. Like certain things were always really hard to
Or
grab
like
with acrylics.
typing. I was just like, oh gosh.
Typing was a little hard. Yeah, or like putting on a necklace, like that little hook thing. I could never do it. And I wouldn't
Oh,
even get long nails like that. Like I got pretty modest length.
yeah. Yeah,
But
I kept
it's
telling her,
just
I have a baby. I have to
yeah.
change her diaper. And they're just like, oh, it's fine. Almost like, no, like shorter.
I know, and I'll tell them shorter and I like coffin shaped nails. And I always tell them I want coffin shape, but then I tell them I want it really short. And then I always can tell if I like the nail tech or not based on how they react because
Mm-hmm.
the person I go to now, she never questions it. She just does it and she does a good job. Like she knows how to shape them coffin even though they're short. But other nail techs have told me, well, coffin shape only looks good if your nails are long. So I need to make your
Exactly.
nails longer. And I'm
Right.
like, well, I don't want them long.
Right. Right. Like you can make it work. I'm sure you can.
Exactly. Right.
So I want either to learn like myself, like I want to be a nail tech and then I
Me
could do your
too.
nails. Because I feel like I
Right.
have a particular way where it's just like I have a vision. I feel like I could do it. But I know it takes work. So, I guess an easy way out, if anybody knows a nail tech that just does it out of their home or something and that is
I've been
close
I
by.
know I've been wanting to buy my own little kit, like the little filing drill thing or
Yes.
whatever you call it. But I don't know. Self-care, right?
Self
For
care. So tell me about yours.
it's
Self care.
exhausting. Well, I recently decided that I miss yoga and I want to start doing it again. And it's been a long time. Like I was doing it regularly probably for like 4 years and I would go maybe once or twice a week at that point when I was doing it regularly. And I have not done it probably since I started law school. I just like couldn't find it in my schedule. And I fell off and I need it back in my life. And I have a friend of mine who, she does yoga regularly and sometimes I'll be talking to her and she's like, "Oh, gonna go to yoga now." And then just hearing her say that has just like really put it in my head like
That's
I
nice.
miss yoga.
Yeah.
So I bought a new yoga mat because the one I have is like gross, and I got a new little yoga mat towel and a yoga mat holder, and it's like super cute. And I found the yoga studio I want to start going to. I already know when I can go to classes, and I was gonna go recently, and I signed up for a class, but me being me and doing the least, I just failed to really account for the scheduling of things and I didn't make it. I didn't I didn't make it to that class. But that's okay because that was a like spontaneous scheduling, right?
Sure.
So like now I know, okay, I wasn't supposed to go that day. I can go on Tuesdays and I can go on Thursdays.
Yes, you
We have
can.
the schedule down. So I'm planning on going tomorrow.
Oh, yay.
Wish me luck. Hopefully, by the next time we record, I
Good
can
luck. Good
say that
luck.
I've been to yoga
Yes. Small
and not
steps,
just
small
bought,
goals.
yeah, not that I just bought a yoga mat to like decorate my room. But yeah, no, I'm really excited about it. And I know it's going to be painful, but that's my self care. Um, that's my self care intentions for 2023. Like more of the physical side
That's
of
great.
self
That's
care
actually
because
very inspiring because I was looking at my stationary bike and I was like, I could ride that bike for some minutes a day. That's totally doable, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not making
I
any
mean,
promises.
yeah, I just feel like I sit a lot. Like my life is very sedentary. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in an office all day and I come home and then I sit some more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my goal, I've never really done resolutions. I like to call them intentions, right?
Ooh, I
And
like that.
so my intentions are just to be a little bit less sedentary. Like, let me just
Yes.
incorporate a little bit more activity in my
I
life,
like
even if it's
that.
just like walking. I live in a really good place for me to just walk outside and go for a nice walk and
Yeah.
or a run. So I just haven't been taking advantage of it. And it's hard right now because it's cold, and I know I'm a Californian saying this, but it's cold and rainy. So I don't want to go for a walk when it's cold and rainy. But
Yeah.
I can go even though it's cold.
I'd
And
rather
it
just
doesn't
buy a
rain that
treadmill.
much.
I'd rather buy a treadmill than go outside.
I get so bored on a treadmill. I mean,
Oh.
if it's at the gym, I'll do it. But if it's in my house, I don't know.
I hesitate to buy one because I feel like it's a hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that that's how a celebrity's daughter, like
Really? I didn't know that.
Mike Tyson? Look it up. It's
On a
sad.
treadmill?
It's sad, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that if you have a little one, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Even our bike, it's such a risk. So that's why I just put on YouTube dances and I
Yeah.
dance to cumbias.
I feel like that's probably what we used to do when we were young. I remember there was dancing in front of the mirror was a bigger part of my life in my 20s than it is right now. Like, I do not dance in front of the mirror anymore. But in my 20s, I have memories of me dancing in front of the mirror a lot.
A
A
lot.
lot. Whether it was before I got ready for work, whether it was just before when we were getting ready to go out with my
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah, that's
or
true.
just whenever. I
Yeah.
was always dancing in front of the mirror. So
Let's
I don't
bring
know,
it
maybe
back, Christy.
right? No, now we listen to podcasts while we get ready.
You just ponder.
Right. It's like, oh, that's a
No.
good point.
I have to, yeah, I feel like music, like, the TikTok trendy music songs that come out. I have to put those on sometimes. And then I make
Why?
Jimena dance. Oops.
Oh.
The child dance. Cut.
Yay. Name reveal.
Name reveal.
Oh, that's good. That's fun. That's like dancing to like fun, happy stuff.
Yeah, well, just because I live a sedentary life as well, and so I need to teach her, you know, body moving is important.
That's right.
Yeah, it's really important. So I want everybody
Also,
to be healthy.
you need to know if she has rhythm or not. Like, does she need to go
Yes.
to dance classes or something? At some point, the rhythm has to be assessed.
Yes, the rhythm does have to be assessed. She kind of crouches down and just like she does like dancing squats. Just a little.
Her mama's a dancer, like a real dancer.
Just a little.
Have you done different types of dance?
Well, I remember taking a class in college. I think it was belly dancing.
Oh.
And then I did.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Did they offer it at school or did you do it like somewhere else?
No, it
like
was at school.
Oh, okay.
And then I did tango. I did a couple classes
Okay.
with a friend, and that was outside of school.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what got me, I think, to go to travel abroad for a month. And then I always wanted to do folklorico. I never did. So I'll probably put my dreams onto my daughter. Be like, this is what you want. Let's do this. No. But I like watching it on YouTube or ideally one day in performances and stuff. And then I used to do like the Aztec dancing. That was fun. That was like high school, sort of college.
You did it in college too.
Did I? Okay.
I
Yeah.
remember seeing you.
Yeah, I
perform.
think like a couple years of college.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah. Oh, I had such killer legs.
Oh my God, I know. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was chiseled. But
See, maybe we should
yeah,
do
now I'm
that
really
again.
into cumbia.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, staying active I think is very important. It's like the secret to the fountain of youth.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's always what I used to say when I would do yoga. I would say that yoga keeps me young. And I didn't feel that way about other types of exercise, even though it's true. Like, I don't know, just being active makes you feel good and capable of doing things. But yoga never really like hurt my body in a way where I was like, I'm hurting it. Like running, you can hurt your knees, or like weightlifting, you can like have the wrong form and like really hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Which I have. But with yoga, like I think it has its cons associated with it too. But for me personally, it wasn't a painful thing other than the pain you feel when you're like trying to hold a pose for too long.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
In a way that your body is not capable, but it's a good kind of pain, you know? So yeah.
Good. I'm so proud of you and our intentions that we have.
Yes.
All right. So I guess wrapping it up. Thanks for listening to our New Year's Intentions podcast episode.
Yes.
And if you have any things, any positive, awesome comments, any 5-star rating you want to do, if you want to reach out to us, we have our Instagram our handle is Doing the Least Podcast, and our email is doingtheleast@podcast@gmail.com. So again, it's doingtheleastpodcast@gmail.com. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. Doing the least with us. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.